Alright, check out the latest toy. Got a grapple for the posi track skid steer. I won it at an auction, local auction, yesterday. What did I pay for it? 1,100 bucks, plus all the fees and stuff, so it was about 1,310 all up. So look, it's just the Chinese knockoff junk, but hey, the price was right, so I thought, hey, let's give it a go. So let's get it off and see what it's all about. Maybe do some work with it, eh? Alright, there she is in all her glory. I am just going to leave this here for maybe about a week and a bit, a couple of weeks. I've just got to load that up now on the truck for tomorrow and the rest of the week. I got, yeah, work's just stupid at the moment, so when I get time to have a play with this, I'll revisit this, so I'll see you then. Got the perfect job for that grapple bucket. We can give it a go. Get this chopped up and on the fire pile. Just chopped it from there. That tree was kind of overhanging a little bit too much, so a bit of a trim. Yeah, so let's chuck that grapple on the old Kubota and see what it does.
All right. Okay, so we've got this bucket on now. There's a bit of stuff I need to do. Need to mount these hoses, I think, to this bracket here. Put that T through there. Some of these are loose. Straight off the bat already, so I'll just go over it. Do the plumbing. Hook her up to the auxiliaries. Give her a bit of grease. And then, yeah, we should be right. It's, you can tell it's China spec. The rams are rusting already. Just from being out in the weather. But hey, I guess that's to be expected. You can feel them there, got little, might just be like welding spatter or something, and then it just rusts. But yeah, I'll spray it with a bit of CRC or something afterwards. Yeah, let's get all that hooked up, see what it does. Alright, so it's working so far, but what I'm noticing when I curl the bucket back, this hose is kind of squishing against the step. So I think what I might do is get some 90 degrees off here, and then that'll kind of keep that out of the way. They're good length hoses, so when the bucket's curled all the way down, they're just long enough, which is awesome. You kind of don't want too much length, that doesn't really help things out much. But yeah, I can still use it for now. I'll still clean up this job, just be careful I won't curl too far back. But yeah, that'll be on my list of things to do next time I go to the hydraulic shop, which I'll have to do next week sometime anyway. But yeah, let's get this stuff cleaned up. Thing's pretty bloody strong. Spoke too soon, bent it already. Oh well, to be expected, I guess. Alright, what's the verdict? Pretty junk, actually. I definitely wouldn't buy one if you're doing forestry work for business. It's alright around the house. As you can see, I've literally bent it within like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, so like it's got the strength. The cylinders are really strong. It's just typically all this Chinese junk isn't engineered properly. It's like no one thinks about things. This should never be just on one side of the claw, you know what I mean? Like these rams should be in the center, and then the force is distributed equally over the thing. So then obviously this is trying to push down, and if you've got something over there, it's going to want to twist it like it has, and it's mangled it already. But like I can fix all that, that's fine, and I'll keep using it because it can actually, strength wise, to pick stuff up, it's awesome. Picking up big logs and that kind of stuff, I guess you just got to be careful what you're using it for. Also it'd be good for clearing land because the space is so big on the tines. A lot of dirt will fall through, where my rake buckets, you know, the gap's only 50 mil on it, so it clogs up quite easily if you're in clay or wet dirt and that kind of stuff, grassy stuff. But yeah, look, I'll definitely use this a fair bit. I was even thinking about, like, why don't I make this one arm in the middle and kind of come up here, you know what I mean, get rid of all this edge, and then it's I mean, you obviously got to be clamping with that. You don't need the whole thing to grip, you know. You just need something to go around and clamp down on what you're trying to pick up. So I might have a play with it and see if I can work something out. Like I said, I'll get them 90-degree elbows on the hoses. And yeah, look, I didn't buy it expecting it was going to be the best thing in the world. You know, it's not. It's cheap Chinese rubbish. Where what I think all up that was about 1,300 bucks with all the auction fees and everything. Equivalent Australian made bit of gear is probably going to be $8,000 upwards. You know, so it is what it is. Yeah, don't expect miracles. But yeah, like an attachment on a machine shouldn't bend like that. The rake bucket and the other stuff I've got, you can do anything with it and you're not bending it, you know. It's made strong. This is probably just mild steel junk where it should be, what's that, biz alloy or whatever it is, that hardened steel, stronger steel kind of thing. So yeah, buy one if you want, don't buy one if you don't want. I'm kind of I'm testing it, so you don't have to spend the money if you don't want to. But yeah, I'll keep it around, I'll use it. But yeah, thanks for watching, hope you liked it. See you on the next one.